That was a lot better.
Are we in slow-mo, todavía?
All right. Now we're good. We are good, Marquitos.
All right. Sounds good to me.
We're good, man. You guys, welcome to the Chrispity Chris Show. As always, aquí andamos at Powerhouse Studios here in Donna, Texas, with my very good friend, Mr. Marquitos Marcus.
David O.
Es Marcos Eduardo Orozco Alanis. ¿Verdad, Marquitos?
And of course, we have somebody else with us, of course.
Yes, as always, Cristalina Salas.
De la
Rosa. Salinas. De Gortari. Trump.
Sí.
Cristalina Trump.
What?
Hey, I'm your friend.
What?
Why did you not say I'm your friend
When?
right now? You only said, my friend Marquitos.
Because we haven't gotten to you yet. That's why. Toda desesperada esta ruca.
Jesús. She's in her feelings.
Look at that, guys.
I'm going to be like Mark last week crying.
Pobre ruca.
I wasn't crying. What?
You were feelings.
I was not feelings.
Yeah, you were.
I was just concerned that the button from your faja was going to pop off and hit me in the fucking head. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. Once again, the Chrispity Chris Show. 185?
The 185th episode, that's right.
Wow. Time flies.
It sure does.
Wow.
Saludando a Roman Reyes. Are those Mark's toys? Yeah, they are. He's got his microphone dildo right here. That used to belong to Rudy Carr, but Rudy...
Okay, Chris, you're touching it from the foamy part.
Okay, first of all, I want to say... because this is kind of serious here, Crystal. So let me also get Crystal here on camera. Because then I know how she gets. She gets all like...
No se va a quebrar la pinche cámara, güey.
I know, right? Ahí está esta ruca.
Falsa.
Okay. Let's see. Let me go back here. Saludando Ricky de la Rosa is watching. Roman Reyes. Juan Rubio all the way in El Campo, Texas.
The camp.
That's right. Let me see who else. Ofelia Alvarado is watching. Guys, the reason Rudy Carr is not here is because he cannot be near a microphone at all.
Not right now.
He's got some kind of a herpes fungus on his lip that they haven't identified yet, but he does have herpes, and they flared up.
It's pustulating also.
Yeah.
It's not the hemorrhoids?
No, it's not. Rudy's got herpes. I think it's herpes simplex 11.
Wow.
Yeah, he had 1 through 9 already, but now he got 10 and 11.
Okay.
It's a lip fungal herpes simplex sort of deal that Rudy has.
Did you disinfect the
Well, you're the
chair?
one that made out with him last week, so
Yeah,
I don't know.
Whatever. I did not.
Yeah, is that why you're wearing all that lipstick?
I'm not wearing lipstick.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
I said check.
You don't be a liar to us. So she checks, right?
She does.
Guy, that's the ruca.
Dang, ow. And it's funny because when I sat down, she walks in and she sees me, and she doesn't look at me. She looks at the hair. She was looking for the flat top.
Whatever.
Wow. Crystal, do you really get moist when Rudy's here?
No.
Do you dream about him?
My heart belongs to Leo. Only.
Yeah, because Rudy's middle name is Rodolfo Leonel.
Exactly.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
No, it's not.
We're finding a bunch of things out here
We
today
are.
about you, Crystal.
Poor Leo. Ramirez. De
Ramirez,
Vallejo.
yeah. Not
Not
Leo
Carr.
Carr. Yeah.
No. Hijo de su. In case you all are wondering, I did swap microphones. This is Rudy's over here, so I'm good. I'm good. I had my own headphones as always. But seriously, Rudy, we hope you get well. We really do hope you take all your penicillin that you need and
Échate cal.
Échate cal. Absolutely, Crystal. That is correct.
Yeah, so Rudy does have herpes, and for some reason he's got them all over his mouth.
His mouth.
Mouth. Yeah. It's crazy. You know, I don't know how you did it to make out with him, Crystal, but yeah.
I don't know.
Isaac Gentleman is watching. Rick De La Rosa is watching. Rick Sr. Then para Laura Science, who's watching. Says hello from Leona Promotions. Mario Cepeda is watching. Saludos, Cabido. Check out the Onion Festival this weekend. No, señora. We won't check anything out.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's gonna hate.
We are not fans of the onion.
Her breath smells like onion because she was on Rudy's cock.
Always. Te la costra y tú sabes.
Yeah, the in-between parts and everything.
Sí.
Yeah, so Isaac Gentleman says Rudy's always sick.
Yeah.
Well, he is.
That's what happens, you know?
Rudy suffers from hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
And evidently his testicles attract dogs.
Yeah, because he's always getting bitten in the balls by rabid dogs. And Rudy's always sick.
Always.
And he's always kissing ass. Can we say ass?
Sure.
Okay. He's always kissing ass, so he got herpes.
So is it yours or
No,
who's in?
I can't say the name.
Sure you can.
Yeah, of course you can. We're uncensored.
Look, Michelle St. Michael is watching. Michelle, we want to send prayers out to Rudy Gilbert Carr, who is suffering now from some sort of lip fungus. I think it's herpes simplex 11.
11.
Yeah.
This one pustulates quite a bit, though, and flaky, and poor guy.
So when I talked to him earlier, it was kind of hard understanding Rudy Carr because he was like, I'm going to Sunlight. I'm like, what?
Wow.
He probably didn't have his dentures on.
I don't know. Maybe he lost all of his teeth when he went down on you. I don't know. All right, this isn't that kind of a show, okay? George Salazar is watching. ¿Cómo estás, brother? Hope you're feeling better. Laura Sainz says Cristina Javejo will be part with Margie.
Yes.
No.
Negative.
Crystal.
I'm going to sing El Ladrón with Margie Fender Band.
Laura, why do you have to say that?
Is that the name of her band, the Margie Fender Band?
The Margie Fender Show Band.
The Margie Fender Show Band.
She
Wow.
could come up with something a little...
And that's a cool band name.
How about the Margie and Cristalina Show Band Showgirls or something?
Margelina and Cristalina Scissor Band or something.
Yeah, I don't know. So, Crystal, saludos para Juan Garza watching all the way from Spring Break Getaway, Texas.
Spring Break Getaway, Texas.
Yeah.
A su madre. Not to be confused with Spring Break Getaway, Tamaulipas, Mexico.
Yeah, so, we were at Fanfare last week, right? And we were at the radio station gala and asked a lot of the people there, hey, are you guys going to Spring Break this next week coming up? And a lot of them, I would say like 98% of them said, yeah, hell yeah, we're going to go.
Are you serious?
Man. Oh, yeah.
Raza.
Whether it be Port Aransas, whether it be Corpus, whether it be, Galveston or whatever, they were like, yeah, we're going to go to Spring Break. I'm like, really? Spring Break, Texas? Or... Wow, okay. Anyways.
Mr. De La Rosa said, nice shirt, Cristalina. Thank you.
Ponle casa.
Whoop, whoop.
Mira, ya llegó la rooster.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi,
Oh,
Terry.
the name.
Hi, Terry.
Hi.
That's the way she sounded, right?
No.
Oh, my God. Anyways.
Yeah. Once again, real quick, I want to send a quick shout out to all the people over in Victoria, Texas. We played this weekend in Victoria, and it was a great crowd, great show, and I want to thank all the people out there. We had a lot of fun out there. We have any? Is Neto watching by any chance?
I don't think he's watching, but I want to send a huge shout out to my very good friend, Mr. Wally Garza, who's watching.
Wally
Saludos, mis
Garza.
amigos. Great show. Thank you, Wally.
Awesome.
El Wally.
That guy's been around, huh?
Not in that way, but yeah.
I know.
He's a legend. He's a Tejano.
That's what I mean.
He's a Tejano legend. Absolutely.
He's been around for a while.
Not that he's been around with a lot of... No. Wally's a good guy.
Tampoco sabes tú de.
He's not one of those that, like Crystal here, that...
Sí.
Que es infiel or
Ya
anything
entendí.
like that.
Ya entendí.
Yeah, because Crystal, anda con Rudy Carr, anda con Leo, anda con Rudy Carr, anda con Leo.
Sí.
No, Moni and Leo.
Pero which
Oh,
Leo,
shit.
though?
Excuse me. No, es que I have a crick in my throat. ¿Qué pasa?
Wow.
Pobre Leo.
Yeah, so our very good friend, the Rooster, just got here. The other day we went out to eat, Mark, and I said...
Hold on. You went out to eat, Mark?
No, I said we went out to eat, Mr. Mark, and...
Oh.
Yeah, and I told my friend Rooster that I was going to behave, and we did not call her Rooster.
But you're calling her that now.
Absolutely. I got in the car, and I was like, Rooster! I was yelling it out like,
That was probably the best behavior we've ever had around her, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
What's that again?
I said that's probably our best behavior ever around her.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. and she was very happy. She even cried. So Juan Garza says, I didn't know Cristalina knew my good friend Cristina, who's also a great singer.
Yes, I followed Christina since she was an alley cat at Graham Central Station.
And then they later had a lesbian relationship and affair and stuff.
Scissoring and,
Oh, yeah.
No.
She liked it.
Oh, yeah. Loved it.
She loved it. And Laura was there to film everything.
See.
Laura documented the whole thing. And Laura was, can I
Up close and
participate?
personal.
And I was like, I think you were greedy and said no.
No, she's like, is Leona Promotions invited? I'm kidding.
Oh, my God.
That was awesome.
I missed it, but that should have been this right there.
Está durmiendo el rooster. Digo, el gallo.
Sí.
Ay,
Juan Garza said he was a bouncer there.
oh, really?
He didn't say he bounced you or anything. He said he was a bouncer there.
Ah.
Yeah, so the burper's watching.
Kazu, el burper.
Yeah.
My babe's watching too.
Your babe, the burper?
Victor's your babe?
Wow.
Leo.
No.
Rudy Carr, the burper.
Oh, okay.
I
What?
said my babe's watching.
Yeah, because I
See?
said, hey, Victor's watching the burper, and he said, yeah, my babe.
Ah, su madre.
We have it here. It's
I
guys.
said Leo.
No, guys, she said that burper was her babe.
I did not.
You know,
Leo, run, Leo.
yeah, Rooster's going to get mad because Rooster also has a crush on him.
Oh, yeah, she does. Loves him. Does she get a little wet and creamy around thinking about burper?
She gets rather moist.
Is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I figured.
Yeah. Look at that. She's blowing kisses over here at me. And it's like, she's going like this. She's doing this. Like,
Meaning
Victor.
that's disgusting.
What?
Just what I think of Whataburger is what I think of him.
Dude,
What is your problem, dude?
Guys, she's acting ridiculous. She's trying to make people think that she does not like Whataburger just to try to be different.
I don't.
Yep.
Yes, you do.
I don't like Whataburger.
She doesn't like it. She adores it.
She loves it. Well, okay, what is it that you don't like about Whataburger?
I'm just tired of it. The asshole.
You are ridiculous.
Who understands her, dude?
I am.
Why is Leo even... Whatever. Nothing.
Why what?
No, nothing. Lowering...
I don't know.
I guess everybody lowers their standards every now and then.
Oh my god, I'm gonna kick her.
Yeah, I don't know. Saludos para Johnny Rodriguez who's watching. Yeah, so... Oh my God, Crystal, you are something else. You know that?
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that watch the show and they ask, is she really single?
I'm not single.
Well, how come on your Facebook profile it says you're single?
And ready to mingle.
Oh, sorry. Not on your Facebook, but on your Instagram.
And on her...
OnlyFans.
on her OnlyFans también.
Why? Have you supposedly say you're tied up in a relationship and everything?
I'm
Why?
hardly ever on Instagram, Snapchat.
You okay there, Mark?
Yeah, I'm good. I
All
have a
right,
little
all right.
crick in my throat, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah,
No.
I know. And so a lot of guys were asking over there, Crystal, about you because they watched the show and everything, and they were like, when we were at the radio station Gallon, they were like, "Hey, so is that girl Crystal? Is she really single, or what's going on? Is she with?" You see, everybody thought that you were with Rudy.
Ew, that's
We don't know how to respond. That's the absolute truth.
No, Rudy said, "Hell yeah, I'm Ruka."
Hey,
Yeah, so. Yeah, but we had a good time over there. We had a really good time at the radio station Gala in San Antonio. So we want to send a huge shout out to our very good friend, Mr. Vic Gonzalez. Yeah, we know we were there early, Mark. We were there 6 hours, man.
su madre, 6 hours?
Yeah, and we're gonna be putting out the footage here in a couple of next week. As a matter of fact.
Oye, ¿te compraron cena de perdido o algo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but there were some people that we didn't get to interview because, of course, my iPad. An iPad can only run for so long without running out of battery, right?
This is true.
Especially when you're using a software, right?
This is true.
That's why they have chargers.
Yes, Crystal, but when you're using a software, you have to use an iRig,
Oh.
an interface that goes connected to the iPad.
Oh.
So therefore, you cannot charge an iPad at the same time while you're using an iRig.
Okay.
Okay?
Chris,
Yeah.
she's from Ed Cachel, so you got to break it down like
Yeah.
she's
So-
talking to a second grader.
So there were some that got mad. There was this one person in particular who got mad, and I guess that person didn't understand that, you know what, an iPad runs out of battery. I guess, you know what I mean? I made a big deal about it and started talking shit behind us, and I was like, all right, it's okay. Yeah, but it's okay. It happens.
Cheraza.
Yeah, they just, how people are, bro.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. They make a big deal about it now. They didn't want to interview me. It's like, okay, we're telling you, and we're actually physically showing people, look, I've got 1% now on my iPad. And by the time it charges, it's going to take forever. It was already, we're done.
You want to get interviewed? Make an appointment. Come on down.
Yeah, but some people, I mean, you know what, Mark, when they start talking a bunch of nonsense and crap like that, after that happens, and even before that, do you really think that we'd want to have somebody like that here?
Nah, we don't want negativity here.
No, of course not.
I mean, we have enough with Crystal as it is.
Yeah. And especially since, you know what? Since you've given that particular person advice and then she goes out and credits somebody else for that advice, that even sucks even more. So that's going to not want to make you have that person here or maybe even acknowledge that person. So, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying that. It's like if I give you advice, right?
Right.
And we have like an hour and a half talking, I'm giving you like all this advice, right? Then you go out and you post on your page, oh, I want to thank this other person for all the advice when actually it was me that gave it to you.
So if you give me the advice, but I credit Cristalina with the advice.
Yeah, that kind of sucks, right?
That would
You're
suck.
welcome.
You're welcome.
No, but it does suck, right?
No, absolutely. That's like, it's low.
It is. And, and there's a lot of people like that.
Unfortunately, there is.
There's a lot of people like that.
You think it's envidia?
It's not so much. It's just called stupidity. That's what it is. It's being ignorant and stupid.
Well, you can fix a lot of things, Chris, but you can't fix stupidity.
No, but there's people who just they want that instant fame, so they'll start hanging around with all these people and they think that they're all high and mighty, when in fact they're just
It's okay,
whatever.
Mark. We understand.
Yeah, but I hope the person understands, because
Please don't touch me.
I'm
again.
pretty sure, Mark, we're staying on this subject. I'm pretty sure that the person will probably watch this, because that person does. So I hope they see this and they understand why.
Absolutely. I mean, there's certain things that are out of our control. It just is what it is.
Yeah. And I really, really, really do hope that person sees this and understands why.
Well, they'll watch it, but hopefully they do comprehend why.
Yeah, and and especially since you've actually not only have you given advice, but you've opened your doors to them, and actually have done something very special for them. Then after that, they shit on you, and that's what really, really, really sucks.
That does suck.
Yes,
especially what you just said right now. You did something special for them.
Yes, I've done a bunch of. I've gone above and beyond for people like that, and I always get the short end of the stick, but it's okay. I'm used to it. I'm not gonna cry about it. I mean, I will talk about it because we are having a discussion right now.
Of course.
We're on that topic, right? But
of course.
Yeah, Brittany Rosales says, I know some people like that. There's a lot of people like that. Yeah, Juan Garza, the Jedi of stupidity. Absolutely. Yeah, it's like, I guess.
Wise you are.
Yeah. Saludos para Isaac de los Santos, who's watching. Stupidity is strong with these ones. I guess the Force is very strong in them, my young Skywalker. Right? I don't know.
E for effort.
Yeah, I don't think the Force was strong in them. I think the stupidity was strong in them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It sucks, Chris, when there's ungrateful people. I've seen some people come in and out of Powerhouse and, hey, what can you do for me? What can you do for me? And then the second they get something out of you, they drop you like a bad habit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it is, unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah. Rick De La Rosa says, you can't fix stupid. Of course, you can't.
Nope.
I guess the only thing you can do is probably just put up with it for a little bit. But other than, you kind of get tired of it.
Well, you can only take so much, and then, ya no aguantas,
Yeah, absolutely.
You get tired of being used.
Yeah, yes, guys. So that's really one of the topics that I wanted to talk about today. Is when you have somebody that you help out and stuff like that. Con todo corazón, you try to help people out and stuff like that. They credit somebody else for the advice that you give them. It kind of sucks. And unfortunately, in this business, there's a lot of people who are like that.
I've noticed that, especially in this business and in this genre.
In this genre, yes, there is. It's bad. It's really, really bad. You know, there's a lot of thirsty people out there, whether it be females or males or whatever. They are thirsty. Oh my God, they want that fame. They want that instant fame. Whether they want to be known as a podcaster, whether they want to be known as an artist or a promoter or whatever the hell. And it's like, you know, the thing with me is like, I've been playing for over 40 years, right? And these people are just barely coming onto this, onto the scene as a wannabe podcaster or a wannabe promoter or a wannabe music distributor or a wannabe whatever, right?
Right.
And it's like, I just don't get it why they want to have that instant fame or why they want to have a title or why they want people to recognize them as someone of importance.
Maybe they don't have anything else in their life.
No, Mark. It's only in this industry, in this genre, that comes from.
Well, that's part of the problem why this genre is dying.
It's it's just like that, and it's very unfortunate. Guys, like I was saying before, like, I've given so many people advice, I've in my musical career of over 40 plus years, I've owned two FM stations, two big FM stations. I've owned a sound company for many, many years. For my sound people out there, I'm just not saying 2 or 3 Vegas per side. No, I still have them there in my damn. I still have a very large, big sound system. I'm talking 40 subs, 20 subs per side, 32 line arrays. There's still, that's what I did. Whether I did sound or whether I had the radio stations or whatever, whether I had the band, whether I was a musician trying to teach somebody else, there's people who are always going to want to knock you down.
Always.
For being who you are, for having what you have. They'll never say, hey, thank you, good job.
Never.
And that kind of sucks. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, here comes like all these podcasts, right? And it's a competition again. The reason I got out of the sound business was because there's a lot of competition, right?
Right.
And now it's the same thing like with podcasters or whatever. People want to do what we're doing, right? And all of a sudden it becomes like how can I say this, Mark? It becomes competition.
Yeah.
And I think that's wrong.
Well, I think people should respect other shows, and if you truly want to run a show, do it at a different time, different day. I mean, I don't know. I see it as disrespect personally.
Well, it is disrespectful, and nowadays, like, everybody wants to do it. Everybody wants to be behind a microphone, even though they don't have that on-air personality vibe or persona. They want to do it because why? Because they want to have that little fame, yeah.
Sad, but competition is everywhere. And it's all on how you see it. Like, that is something that I will always say that I learned from you, that in the music industry, it's not a competition. It's about having fun and doing it for your audience and not to compete against other people and try to be better than other people. Just be yourself, and that's what attracts people to you.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Mm-hmm. And, that's why... Honestly, that's why this industry, the Tejano music industry, is so cutthroat. And that's why it's not going anywhere. Because it's too much of a competition, And, we can't compete. Even if we wanted to, we can't compete with the Mexican regional market.
There's no way.
There is no way in hell we're going to compete with the Mexican regional market. You can't compare a band that's charging $10 at the door as opposed to Traileros, Cadetes, Huracanes, Pesado, who's charging $150 to go in.
Yep.
Yeah.
And aside from that, there's more unity in that other genre than ours.
Yes, there is. Whether you guys think, this is going nowhere, it's actually going somewhere because, we are talking about, something that really does matter here when it comes to our genre, when it comes to Tejanos and stuff like that. You don't see this nonsense really happen in Mexican regional music. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you guys something. And I'm not talking mess or anything like that, but in the Tejano music industry, there's a lot of what you call solo artists. You have solo artists, you have karaoke singers, you have track singers. Mm-hmm. That does not exist in Mexican regional music.
Never cut it.
Why does it only exist in Tejano music? You have all these people. You have track singers, karaoke singers. You have all these kind of people, right? They should have a band. They should travel. They should have gigs. What the fuck is a solo artist anyways? You know what I mean? Why become a solo artist if you're not gonna have a band? You're not gonna perform anywhere. That's my thing. You don't find this in Mexican regional music.
I'm not mentioning names, Chris, but I saw, it's interesting when you brought that up. But I saw somebody the other day, and I'm not mentioning names, but somebody was like, "Oh, I'm playing here, there." They mentioned like all these different areas and cities or whatever, only to find out that it's like, "Oh, I'm singing, to a track at this restaurant, and then tomorrow to a track at this restaurant." Like, no, what is that? A restaurant?
Like, I do have camaradas that are board players and stuff like that do that. But that's pretty cool because that's different because they're not. Let's just say, for example, you have a solo artist, Mark.
All right.
You have a solo artist, you have a track singer, whatever. They go and record. They pay they pay hundreds of, almost $1,000 for their production, right?
Okay.
You have a band like, say, for example, mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get shot down on radio so that person can have their music on radio, right? So my question is, when are you ever going to see that person perform live, ever, anywhere with a band?
No.
You never will. So my music is taken down, to put a track singer on there. See, but that'll never happen in Mexican regional music. Never.
Nope.
Dennis Montana basically said what I was thinking, which is singers are trying to make money and not need to pay musicians.
Well, it's not so much that, because how are they making money? They're not making money. Making money is going on and having gigs.
Absolutely.
That's making money there.
No, but you're saying like when they're track singers and they just go and perform somewhere, it's like whatever they charge, it's just for them, not having to pay the musicians and stuff.
But that's the point. The majority of these track
There's no
singers
money.
don't perform.
That's the whole point, Crystal. That the tracks, where do they perform? And what you're gonna go and perform somewhere for $60? That's making money? No, of course not.
Yeah.
No, that's like not even in question. That's not even brought up.
I don't know anyone who can make a living just doing that. I don't know. The hell do I know?
Yeah, but it's not that we're putting anybody down. It's just we're saying that I think like this doesn't. That's why our industry is where it is because of all of that. I think people should get screened. I think the program directors. I think people who, they should screen their artists before actually putting them on.
Agreed.
I think everybody does deserve a chance. Everybody deserves a chance, but you know what? Do it the way we did it. We got a band together. We recorded. We went out. We got gigs. We were playing, whether it be free or whatever. We're
Paid your dues.
We're out there. We're with the band. We can actually say, okay, we're gonna play here. We're gonna play here. We're gonna play here with a band. I'm not gonna go out there and just sing the tracks. And I get it. There's nothing wrong with that because some people actually did start off like that, right? But I think the problem is that nobody really wants to. In the Tejano music industry, Mark, there's a lot of floaters, musicians.
Right.
No, there's no stability anymore.
They jump from band to band.
Yeah, there's just musicians are floating, from band to band, and there's no stability. Mm-hmm. I think that's another thing too. So it's very, very hard. It's very, very hard. And I've counted like all these artists that I've never heard of before. And I was amazed. I was like, wow, like where did these people come from?
But like you said, the program directors are the ones to blame because they play their stuff, and the people who actually have bands, working bands, traveling bands, that's taking away, precious airplay from them.
Yeah, Brittany says, and when they do have gigs, they barely can get a band together, and they have different musicians every time, and they don't even know what's going on because it's last minute. That's right. It's like a whole mess up there. Saludos para Melitón Garcia. Yeah, it becomes a mess up there because they're not on the same page. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, I get it. It's rough. It's tough. But you know what? It's kind of like you have to walk before you can run. You need to pay your dues, get your things together, get a band together, and then go out and do your thing.
I can bet you anything. I can bet you my whole studio here that people are going to totally throw blow this out of proportion. They're gonna see it in the wrong way. They're gonna say, "Oh, he's talking a bunch of shit. He's talking a bunch of mess." Like, no, I'm not. I absolutely am not. I am just seeing it how it is. I'm saying it how it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are gonna have a problem with it. And to the people that have a problem with it, because they are the problems themselves. I think that's what it is.
Well, everybody is obviously entitled to their opinion, but when you talk about somebody who's been on the road for 40 years, it holds more weight, in my opinion.
Yes, and the same thing goes with all these people. Like, I've been on radio. I've been on radio for many years. I do a lot of station IDs. I do liners. I do sweepers. I've been doing that for years, ever since I was in high school. Thank God, I've had a voice to do that with. And going back to the whole people, to all these podcasters and stuff like that, a lot of them don't have that honor personality voice.
Nope.
And, and they want to do it. And it's like, you kind of get frustrated listening to them, because I'm one of those that I'm very observant. Like, I'll get on and I'll check somebody out. I want to see how they are. I want to see how they perform. I want to see if they can move a crowd. I want to see if they have that charisma. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times, this is what I'm going to make an example.
Go ahead.
This is what I see most of the time. Okay, guys, so we're gonna play another song here. Yeah. So these guys are from Arizona, and let me see. No, wait a minute. And okay, yeah. So we want to thank everybody. Oh, hi, Susie. That's what I hear like all the time.
And then they ask the same 6 questions,
Yeah, and it's like, all right, it's like, get to the fucking point already. Like, play the damn song already.
Well, on a somewhat related topic, I tell you what annoys me, because you just mentioned something right now about checking other podcasts out and listening, and I do as well, because I some of them can be entertaining, but what annoys me is when people have only been around a handful of years, and when I say a handful, I mean literally a handful of years or less, and then all of a sudden they're considered the utmost expert in Tejano music. And I'm like, seriously, bro? Like, how?
Oh yeah,
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
Yeah, I get that a lot too. It's like when people call me and ask me, "Hey man, what do you think of this dude, man?" And all of a sudden, like, he's an expert in Tejano music, and it's like, I'm like, I go, my response is always this: let them think what they want. I mean, it's just like we were talking earlier. There's a lot of stupid people in this world, and we just can't fix them. So it's like there's nothing that we can do about it other than just say, okay, yeah, I guess if he thinks he knows a lot about Tejano music. All right, then that's what it is. The guy's a professor.
Yeah, Chris, but the issue is that there's a lot of people who will believe the hype, they'll follow it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, well, this guy is word or whatever, and it's just like, why? Like why are you gullible? Why do you believe it?
Because people are like that. People are very gullible. You feed them shit, and that's what they're gonna eat.
Makes no sense to me.
Which is
why?
what Roman said. It's what he said was reason why is because people can't be honest. Instead, they hype you up and say that you're doing great.
Yeah, and one thing. Hello, Irene Mendoza. Saludos a todos. Thank you so much for joining us.
Howdy.
Yeah, but I think that you should be honest. I think that if people were to be just a little bit more honest and say, you know what, you don't have what it takes. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe keep practicing. But not in a discouraging way, right? You want to maybe tell them, you know what, you're almost there. Not almost there. You're getting it, but I think by practicing a little bit more, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah.
But that's just me, right? It's like Mark says, everybody's entitled to their own opinions.
Sure.
And that's my opinion. But but again, goes back to the same thing. Everybody nowadays wants to have a name. They want to have a title. People, they want to be popular. They want that social media popularity so that next time they go to fanfare or they go somewhere, oh, it's that guy from, check it out. It's that guy from that show. That's what they want. That's what a lot of people want.
Pero ¿qué ganan con eso, Chris?
They want to be known. They want to have a name. They want that popularity.
I don't get what you're going to get out of it. What, somebody recognizes you and says hi? Yeah. What are you going to get out of it? Seriously.
Well, to them, it's a hi. To them, it's like, you see, babe, I told you. People know who I am. They like me. But yet, the message that they're relaying is, really they're not relaying any sort of message because all they're doing is pressing a button and playing music
Right.
Yeah.
and waiting like 10 minutes before that damn song starts, because they don't know how to present, their on their personality skills aren't really there. So by the time they get to the song, it's like they've changed the channel.
Absolutely. And then once they're done playing the music, again, like I said, the same freaking handful of questions. Who are you? When did you start? Who did you look up to? The same bullshit, Same thing that a lot of these boring, I don't want to use uneducated, but I can't think of a better term than uneducated podcasters. Like, there's no originality. My opinion.
Yeah. Laura says, I am like, they don't screen the music, Laura. You should screen the music. También. I'm going to get mad at you, Laura.
Shame on you, Laura.
Laura.
Lori, sir. Por favor.
Yeah. She's like, I'm going to hit you, Chris. Laura's funny, though.
Oh, yeah?
Laura's funny. She's hilarious.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Huh? She's a clown. She makes people laugh.
Okay.
Anyways, well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed our little conversation here about that. And, and all this started because, there was somebody that came onto our feed a little while ago. And I guess, they got mad at the fact that last week, we didn't get to interview him and stuff like that simply because my iPad here ran out of battery. We were like at 1%. And, it was gonna turn off on me either way, so there was no way that I could have interviewed that person. And I guess that person got mad and started running her mouth. Oh, did I say her?
Mouth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that person started running their mouth, and and started disrespecting. And that kind of sucks. It sucks, but hey, I've got thick skin, so it doesn't really bother me anymore.
It shows a lack of character more on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sure does. It sure does, man. But Andy Hernandez is watching. Saludos, mi brother. También para. They say like 100 times in 30 seconds. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah. They say that. It's like you have to be consistent.
Absolutely. También a quick shout out. We have Leo Ramirez de Vallejo watching.
Yeah, we have
my babe.
That's right. We have Tejano Nation is watching. Saludos para ellos también para Valero Longoria who's watching. And we got a bunch of people on here. The conversation's getting pretty interesting.
Yep.
Because these are topics that nobody else wants to talk about. We'll talk about them here because we don't give a shit, right? But I'm pretty sure people are going to talk. They're going to talk and say, hey, did you see the Chrispity Chris show last night? They were talking a bunch of mess about a lot of people. Yeah. They're going to turn it around and say that we were talking shit when we were not.
I don't know. Whatever. They want to do that. That's up to them. But the truth is the truth. And if it, truth hurts, too bad.
The thing about it, Mark, is that people need to grow a pair of balls. You need to have thick skin in this industry in order to
Rudy
survive.
can't grow balls because they already bit him off.
Yeah, our co-host unfortunately is not here today, guys. If you're expecting to see Rudy Carr here, he's not here. Unfortunately, his herpes flare-up was pretty bad this morning.
He cut a new string at the Simplex 11.
Yeah. So I want to send a shout out to all our YouTube viewers who are watching us instead of a simple rescheduling. Wow. John Escobar says that. Oscar Martinez is watching. Saludos para él. And I'm glad that people are watching. Different people. I'm seeing a lot of different people, chiming in here. And I want to send a huge shout out to everybody who's on with us today. Juan Gata says, can you rate one of my songs on here on live? My song is on TikTok. I'm a beginner who uses generated beats and I make my own lyrics. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Send it my way and I'll check it out.
Absolutely. Shoot it over. Shoot a link.
Yeah, Brittany Rosales is all laughing and everything. By the way, we saw Brittany at the Pulga the other day.
At the Pulga?
Andaba bailando la ruca.
Ah.
And I was about to poner dedo. Le dije a Román, esta ruca anda acá bailando.
Pues I heard que estaba falseando el sábado con otra mujer por ahí. They were saying them shoutouts.
Oh, ya quería tirar chingazos.
Ah, Jesús.
Sí, está chiquilla pero picosa.
Como chile piquín.
Yes, sir.
Su madre.
Román ya tuvo que sacar el ya sabes qué. Véngase para acá, chiquita. Oh, yeah, another thing. Here's another thing.
Oh.
Roman, thank you for bringing it up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's not tours, it's gigs. That's right. One thing that really, really chaps my behind.
I love it.
And I'm gonna talk like one of those gringos. Like, one thing that really chaps my behind is this.
Get a rope.
Yeah, you know, I see all these Tejano artists, right, that have like tour 2025, and it's like,
Tour 2000.
yes, they put the whatever tour 2025, and it's like they go from here to San Antonio, and then back home, and then from here to Corpus Christi, and then to Kingsville, and then back home.
I know some that go from Mission to Donna and then back home.
Yeah, and they call that a tour. Wow.
Maybe it's mini tour.
Again, no. Again, so I need to. Let me just educate these people. If by any chance this gets shared and people start talking shit and stuff like that, let me remind you all. And these are people that are with big labels, by the way.
Really?
They're with they have their merch and everything, their shirts, everything says Tour 2025.
Su madre.
Van a Houston y luego se vienen a Corpus y luego a San Antonio y para atrás para el Valle, and that's a tour. Let me tell you what a tour is. A tour is going from here to, let's say, New Mexico. They gig there, and then from New Mexico, they go to Arizona. From Arizona, they go to California like for a week, right?
Y lo Nevada.
And then, no. And then from there, they make it up to Oregon, then they go to Washington State, then they go to Idaho. The Idaho, yeah, it's already like a month, right?
Sí.
From Idaho, they go to Chicago, right? From Chicago, they go to Wisconsin. And then from Wisconsin, they come down. They go to Michigan, then Ohio, and then Indiana.
Su madre.
Yeah, and then they end in Florida, right?
That's a tour.
That's a tour.
I've toured.
You're gone for like over 2 months, 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
That's a tour.
Absolutely.
Going from here to San Antonio and back is not a tour. That's just a gig.
So we went on tour this weekend, Chris?
Yeah, we went on tour this weekend to Victoria.
Con madre, güey.
Yeah, it was fun.
Tour 2025.
Yeah,
Victoria,
tour,
Texas.
Yeah, with the 281ers. Tour 2025 with the 281ers. It was awesome. De aquí a Victoria y para atrás. It was awesome. Yeah, so guys, Roman Reyes, you're absolutely right. It's not a tour, it's a gig. Because if you're going to tour, you're going to be out for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. That's a tour.
Absolutely.
Guys, not going from here to San Antonio and then to Laredo and back. That is not a tour.
Again, I know some people who go from McAllen to Donna, and that's a tour, or Elsa to Donna.
Or maybe if you come to my studio, guys, I can give you a tour here. I can you can walk in, and I'll give you the tour of the bathroom,
Sí.
a tour of the radio station, the podcasting room, the control room, the tracking room. That's another type
tour.
of tour, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I hope this has been
Informative.
yes. But thank you, Roman Reyes, for that.
Si Roman todo anda, güey.
En toda la menos en misa.
Menos en misa, chingada.
Roman Reyes, I'm praying for you, hermanos. Vamos a orar por nuestro hermano que anda.
Amén.
Ay.
Alabaré. Ah, no.
No sé cómo le hace Britney para aguantarlo.
She deserves like a holiday named after her or something.
Oh, yeah. Ah, qué Roman, hombre.
Pero es buen perro como quiera, Chris.
So, and what's funny, man, is that, Fanfare Weekend, acaba de pasar, right?
Yep.
I must have gone over 70-something calls, man, of people just dándome el chisme.
Yep. Heard it.
Oh,
I don't know why. Why do you think they want to? That's because, I think that they call me because they don't want to talk about it on the show. And they don't have the balls to say it, on their Facebook page or whatever. But they know I'll talk about it here. All the drama, everything that's going on. I was like I don't care. Why do you? Why
It doesn't
do you tell
involve
me?
us.
It doesn't involve me. What do I care? Yeah. Right.
Can I make one more little comment here?
Yeah.
This is going out to a couple of performers who tend to wear, let's just say, clothes that are a little inappropriate
Crystal.
and a little too tight.
Crystal.
And then they're jumping everywhere trying to entertain when the reality is that everybody's laughing at you, not with you.
Right. Are you saying because our drummer Roman? Are you saying because he wanted to use a trampoline after he got off the stage?
He did.
Yeah, I know. He goes, you know what? He wanted to throw the sticks up in the air. Then he just wanted to throw a black backflip off of a trampoline and
a herky.
yeah, he went herky. Yeah. And I said, no, dude, you can't be doing that here. And he's like, why? Please. He goes, I'll give you, stay with my pay. I don't care as long as I get to do that. I'm like, okay.
Es que también el vato tenía unos pantalones bien apretados, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Pero unos stranglers, tú sabes, bien apretados.
No eran wranglers, eran stranglers.
A huevo. You could put a dime in his back pocket and read the year.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Está medio nalgón, pero pues.
Está bien buenón.
Hey.
Hey. Brittany's going to be like, shut up, dude.
I know,
Like,
right?
he's my man.
He's gonna get jelly.
Yeah, she's going to get jelly. She's jelly.
Yep.
Mark? Yeah.
Puberty, sorry. I'm a young.
I think
cat.
I think Rudy's getting into you or something.
Oh, no. Nobody's getting into me. Trust me.
No.
Se le está saliendo lo macho.
Yeah, sorry,
That
I won't
was
do
all
that
late.
again.
That's
Wow.
all late. Whatever. Anyway, Christina, what's going on with you? What's going on in your world?
Besides having sex with Rudy.
Multiple times a day.
Whatever. Nothing, just work.
Crystal, let me ask you a question. Did you give Rudy herpes?
No.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Look,
He's a friend of ours, so we care about him.
be honest. Be honest. Did you give Rudy Gilbert Carr herpes simplex 11?
11.
No.
The lie detector test determined that's a lie.
That's a lie. Oh my God, guys. Michelle Cuellar is watching. Hello, Michelle. Oh my God. Okay, enough of that talk already. All right, so let's just be payasos now. Guys, so, my co-host, Mr. Rudy Gilbert Carr, is not here today.
Nope.
In the past, Rudy has been bitten the balls by a rabid fake canine,
Absolutely.
right?
Yep. Bit it off. One testicle.
He bit off one of Rudy's testicles. I don't know if we should say that, right? But,
That's the truth.
yeah, Rudy doesn't care, right?
This is the right one, right?
Rudy cured himself with a bunch of WD-40.
And cal.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. So, Crystal, how do Rudy's balls look?
Ew.
Is it deformed?
I wouldn't know.
Why do you say ew?
Isaiah's watching. He said hi.
Where's Isaiah?
He's texting me.
Oh, okay. Dice Julio Castro, saludos Rudy Carr, gustazo saludarte este fin de semana. Ponle casa, vato, Julio.
Su madre.
Julio, ¿sabes que a Rudy le gustan los hombres? Ten mucho cuidado. Rudy es un peligroso homosexual.
Es un animal.
Es un animal de uña, no tiene perjuridad el
I
bastardo.
want to add something.
A ver, add it.
Okay.
Multiply it.
So, to anybody who's going to be in the Westaco area, I will be performing with the Margarita Fender Show Band this Saturday from 3:30 to 4:15 at the Onion Fest. So, go by and support and show some love.
Falsa.
Yeah, that's Crystal queefing right there.
Chris, can I ask you a question?
Ask me a question,
If you had an in-house band,
right?
would it be called the Chrispity Chris Show Band?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
KTVV, dude.
Hey, I'm asking him a question, not you.
Damn.
Mind your business.
Yeah, I want to send a huge shout out to my very good friend, Mr. Tom Fender. And para Margie Fender también.
Absolutely.
Saludos para ellos. Yeah. Guys, don't forget this weekend, right? Is it
Yeah,
this Saturday?
This Saturday.
The Onion Festival in Westaco, Texas.
What time is your slot?
I don't know. It's just between 3:30 4:15. But
That's your
we will
slot.
be performing El Ladrón. That's
Awesome.
my song. Yeah.
Awesome.
You're gonna be performing what?
El Ladrón.
Why?
Because that's a song that I sang with Margie. And
Is that
Tejano
the
Highway
only-
281.
Is that the only thing you've done with Margie?
Inquiring minds want to know.
I've toured with Margie. So yeah.
Did you say scissored?
No.
Oh, toured. Sorry.
Toured.
Toured. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they played in Harlingen and then in Westaco.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the BFW?
With 250 100 gigs.
Yeah. No, Margie's really, really cool. She's a really good friend of mine. And
she's cool, man.
I want to send a huge shout out to Margie.
Hey, Tom.
She is freaking awesome. And I guess they're going to perform this song,
Crank it.
right?
Yeah.
Y'all going to perform that song?
Yes.
You better play it right. You better sing it
am.
right. You better not fuck it up.
I won't.
Quiero relatar lo que a mí me sucedió cuando en la otra noche mi sueño se turbó. Un hombre parado con algo me apuntó. Encendí la luz cuando vi que era un ladrón. Un ladrón.
So that's the song you're going to be performing, right, Crystal?
Yeah.
And this is Margie's part right here, right?
Yes. ¿Qué es lo que pasó?
Se desmayó. Ven, ladronzuelo, ven. Ay, pero ven a robarme a mí. Ay, pero ven, ladronzuelo, ven. Ay, pero ven a robarme a mí.
Cool. So you're going to be playing that song. You're going to be performing that song with Margie.
Yes, yes.
En vivo.
En vivo y en directo.
Is it going to be a track?
No, it's
a
with
band.
a band.
Impressive.
Cool. Hola, Crystal.
Pues que se desmayó. Ven, ladronzuelo, ven. Ay, pero ven a robarme a mí.
Yeah, I want to thank my very good friend, Carlos Zamora, who jammed the bass on this track of Grupo Frontera.
Ven a robarme a mí.
Uy.
Échale. Así, baby.
Why is it that everybody when I've seen bands play this song, they say like real out without like ¿Qué lo que pasó?
I did it.
Can we say it like with ánimo?
Yeah.
Ready?
With gusto.
1, 2, 3.
¿Qué es lo que pasó?
Oh, there you go. Lo que pasó es que Rudy is gay and he's got herpes simplex 10.
11 dead.
Oh, 11. That's right. 11.
Yeah, he went down to ISDs. Just like
Pobre Rudy. Yeah. Yeah, I say Dennis Montana. No wonder he walks funny. Yeah. Now you know Rudy's always walking like to the side. No, that's his hemorrhoid.
That's the hemorrhoid I was going to say.
Yeah.
That's his hemorrhoidal flare up.
And internal anal itch.
The entire band on this song is on point. Oh, thank you, Ricky de la Rosa.
Thank you.
Let's stand up, Crystal. Show your shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out, guys. Let me put the camera on you. Hold on. Give me just 1 second. Watcha. Sporting los D-boys right
Absolutely.
there. You don't know us.
Represented.
She's representing right there, los D-boys.
¿Está pesado, güey?
Crystal con her NHO. Pobre ruca.
Put the band-aids, girl.
Damn it, Crystal. Now we're gonna have a bunch of guys, like a bunch of thirsty guys, wanna like, hey, I saw Crystal, she was flashing us on your show and stuff. I do apologize, guys. Crystal was being rather inappropriate there.
She always is, bro. Always. Or is
No.
Ricky? Where the D-boys gonna be at?
This weekend. See. Hello, it's Isaiah.
It's Isaiah. It's Isaiah. So
Yeah.
he says, what if it's somebody else that, is going through your phone and stuff?
No, Isaiah has the Facebook app and it's signed into my Facebook on his
Oh, okay.
phone.
If you guys don't know who Isaiah is Crystal's son.
Very smart young man.
Yeah.
Super
11
sharp.
years old, but acts like a teenager.
Yeah. To this day, she's been on Maury like 7 times because she can't figure out who the dad is.
Yeah.
She's had black guys there. She's had Asian guys there.
Caucasian, you name it.
She's had everybody there, and they tell the guy, "You are not the father."
And I run all dramatic.
Yeah, she runs all dramatic. She's crying and everything. She comes crying. She's like, "Chris, oh my god."
Another one.
Yeah.
I already won an Emmy award there too.
Really.
Yeah.
There was one time where this big old black guy was there, and I was like, "Damn, Crystal."
Wow.
And she goes, "No, that's just an appetizer." I'm like, "Pobre ruca."
We will be off this weekend, but next weekend we'll be
Bien.
at Texas Jams. Here
No,
in
el-
Kings, órale. badass.
Texas Jams ahí en Kingsville.
You know who's gonna be here this weekend?
Who's gonna be here this weekend,
Who's
Crystal?
gonna
Tell
be
us.
here, Chris?
Javier Solis.
Ponle casa.
Yeah. I love his voice. He sings good.
Cómprale unos nuggets, ¿no? De McDonald's.
Y luego después le llevas el DQ para un cunito.
Yeah.
Sí. Un chocolate dipped cone.
A huevo.
Yes.
Where's it going to be?
Where's
At
it gonna be
Sammy's,
at?
okay.
At Sammy's.
At Sammy's Farmhouse, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Javier Solis y Los Únicos is going to be here this weekend
Those
at
guys rock, man.
Sammy's in Mercedes. Come out. If you're in the Rio Grande Valley area, come on, support.
Yeah.
Crystal's going to be at Tex-Mex Lounge this weekend, guys.
Stage number 2.
Stage number 2. And I think after that, she's touring. Then she's going to be at Stilettos.
Oh,
And she'll be at Stilettos. Then
no,
she'll...
I'm starting at Onion Fest.
Oh, that's right. She's starting at Onion
Sí.
Fest.
Yeah.
And then she's going to La Esquina Bar there in La
Esquina.
Blanca.
San Carlos.
In La Blanca.
Oh, yeah.
Pues su madre.
Right. And then next week, she'll be at Sugar's in San Antonio. And
And, at the beginning of next month, she will be at La Tropicana.
that's right.
Oh, my.
And Lipstick in
El lipstick.
Reynosa.
El lipstick.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, thank you all for joining us on
Well,
this badass.
guys.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's what I said. Anyways, so are we going to Whataburger, Crystal?
Hell no.
Why not?
'Cause
You know what?
then-
I'm gonna get a Whataburger. I'm gonna just put it in your damn face.
Bleh. That's gross.
I'm gonna have burp on you.
Ew, hell no.
Why not? Do you like it when he burps on you? Rooster loves it.
Oh, my gosh.
Terry loves it when Burper burps on, like,
Is it like, does it turn her on?
it gets her moist.
It
Wow.
gets her-
Wow. I didn't say it, man. I'm out.
Anyways, guys, well, thank you so much for joining us. We will be back next week, hopefully with Rudy Gilbert Carr. That's if his lips have healed.
Just depends, bro, because he's very pustule right now, and it's ugh.
Y si lo dejan.
Yeah, and then if you would stop having sex with him, and then maybe he wouldn't be so worn out.
Whatever.
If you
Yeah.
stop giving him STDs, I'm in.
Yeah. Pobre-
up.
you know what, dude? You should get Leo checked.
He should, right?
He should, yeah.
He's been like extra flaco. I've noticed that.
He's like super
Oh my
skinny.
Super.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he is.
Oh, she's like, oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Like, I've been doing a good job on him.
Poor guy.
Yeah, Norma Salazar is watching. Hi, Norma. Hope George is doing good. Norma Salazar says, hello, everyone.
Hello, Norma.
Hi, Norma. Norma is the best.
You not saying hi to Norma, Crystal?
Yes, hi, Norma.
Or do you have something against Norma or what?
No,
Why?
no.
Well, then say
What'd she
hi to
do?
Norma, damn it.
I didn't say anything.
Well,
Because-
that's why.
Are you hitting on George? Are you talking to George behind
Shut up.
her? Is that why you're kind of like
No.
How is
being
George
defensive?
doing?
Yeah. Because earlier, Norma, when we said, how's George doing? Chris was like, oh, he's doing good. He's better. She was like the first one. I was like, how do
See.
you know? So now we know.
Chris, she didn't say he's better. She said, he's better.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's recovering well. Qué bueno. Qué bueno.
Qué bueno.
That's good.
Yeah, bye. I'm going to see a movie at the cinemas.
Cinema.
Enemas?
Cinemas? What's that?
Isaiah.
Oh, that's Isaiah. I thought that was you.
It's Isaiah.
I thought that was you typing there. I was like,
No.
okay.
Oh, I was thinking I'd catch you outside. It's coming out.
I know, right? So Norma says, no, she's awesome.
Thank you.
She's also gay.
No, I'm not.
Happy.
Yes.
No, I'm not. She sounded like that, right?
Always.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry that she flashed everybody here. She
did.
Yeah,
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
You were I said show sport. The Los D boys. Look at that.
That's all I did.
Imagine if Rudy was here.
Rudy would be like all like.
Uh-huh. Saboreando, chinga.
I know.
Are
Anyways,
you
guys,
cold?
he'd probably say something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Like, esta ruca tiene frío. Turn on the AC.
Stupid.
Right, Mark?
Sí, bien frío.
Oh my God. Anyways, guys, Crystal, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Absolutely.
Marquitos, thank you so much, guys. We
Thank
will
you, bro.
talk to you later. We'll see you here next week. Oh, bueno, bye.
Bye.
Bye, Araceli.
Chao.
Bueno, más. Los chamecos.
Italia.
Yes, sir.
How to do the rolls?
What?